Good morning, my friends, my colleagues, and my students. I have a great pleasure to meet you in this new video where we will explain our rhetorical aspect theory but in another vision, another perspective, which deals with visual rhetoric. So, we will explain our article that published in American Journal of Linguistics 2019, Cognitive Rhetoric in Visual Discourse. So, first of all, temporality of space. The most important hypothesis that I seek the verification of its validity in this article is the consideration of the space pattern, calligraphic, poetry, caricature, publicity, and plastic art as temporal rhetoric structures, according to the theory of rhetorical aspects which we had proposed and defended in order to establish a cognitive Arabic rhetoric dealing with the role of time in the construction of figures linguistically and visually. Shukri 98 and 99 and 2009. From this strategy emerges the importance of the following problems. What is the scientific basis for the temporality of space? And what are the characteristics of the caicon? And how the visual signs produce rhetorical time? The scientific basis. According to the Kant, if the perception has no actualization in existence, only through sensual intuition of time and space, the times of forms are based in turn on cognitive, physical, and pragmatic criteria. This explanation of the incentive relationship between time and perception in the forms, icon in particular, can't be done only if we establish and examine the cognitive relationship between visual signs on the one hand and acoustic signs on the other. Hence, the priority of both spatial dimension in the visual signs and the temporal dimension in acoustic signs may lead to believe the absence of indicators of time in visual forms. Therefore, Jacobson, 1973, corrects this given belief in view of some scientific accomplishments. Loria, 1963, we studied the mental progression for the human. Be aware of the plastic plates, for example, depends also on procedural temporal process from some partial observation about the plastic painting toward an overview, Jacobson, 1973. The resulting from this thesis that temporal sequence and synchronization are respectively two interactive features in acoustic and visual signs alike. That is not illusion when we talk about the temporal dimension of space or about time of icon, because this idea had been recognized since the 19th century with Sissenov, who was a great neurologist and psychologist. Synchronization is often a synthesis in thus visual perception was preceded by phases and a series of successive exploration, while in speech the simultaneous synthesis is a transfer of a sequential event to the static structure. However, it's necessary to make differences between visual and acoustic signs. The viewer who reaches the simultaneous synthesis of painting plastic is still live's presentation by the vision other than the listener reached to the synthesis of what he heard, because the phonetic in this case are only some pictures held in his memory. So, we can prove the temporal dimension of space through the study of subjective situation, where the proximity and distance play a crucial role shaping this time. Hence, the distance between the subject and the viewer may indicate either by the proximity or rejection by the distance. Also, the granularity, chaos, the deletion in the picture are some elements which mark the time, structure, and therefore the rhetoric aspect theory. Shukri, 2009. The importance of bilateral near remote, confirmed by researchers as the scientific architecture, where we assert on the basis principle in visual perception, which is the principle of Nagel Kogel 1978. This was included intuitively in psychology of form, Gestalt, as an example. The visual example system has a central function. The visual system has a central function, the coordination of information in time. Such a pattern has been discovered in adjacent information without ignoring the harmony between the different elements as well. Group Mu 1992. However, semiotic studies doesn't consider forms only as a quantified accumulation, but they are concepts as well. Connective models such as the cyclic models, they means the possibility of matching between the quantitative and qualitative measurement in the visual event, which is accordingly an event in time. This means the possibility of matching between the quantitative and qualitative measurement in the visual event, which is accordingly an event in time. Based on the foregoing, we consider the icons and thus the synthetic signs as rhetorical systems containing figures by rhetorical operations such as isotopy, deletion, contractions, and expansions within the physical and cognitive context where synchronization and sequencing are interacting each other, and where this context reflects some sociocultural construction associated with space itself. In another video, we will explain concept of the icon. See you soon, still my students, my friends, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.